Dear young adults, Om Sai Ram. Welcome to the August workshop for the Sathya Young Adult Talent Development Program 2018. Before we kickstart today's workshop, let's pray to our beloved Bhagwan for his blessings to ensure that the session runs smoothly. Om. 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 Dear Bhagavan, we pray to you to seek your guidance, to deepen our understanding and broaden our thinking. Swami, with your divine blessings, may the skills that we develop from this workshop be used to aid us all in our daily lives. Today's session will be facilitated by Brother Subheer Ramnorouth from Mauritius. Brother Subheer is a co-founder, co-owner, and director of Whitefield Business School, private tertiary education provider based in Mauritius. He is also a certified consulting partner for consulting firm specialized in business strategy software, and he has attained an MBA. Within the SSIO organization, Brother Subheer has been fortunate to serve as Swami's resident, Trey Brindavan, as well as Swami's Hospital in Bangalore. He is a former regional committee member and has served as a SSIO Center president. Recently, he has been part of the music team for the SSILP and Lhasa performances held this July in Shanti Nilayam. Brother Subheer, the floor is all yours.
Everyone. Let us offer our gratitude to Swami for bringing us all together. It's only His grace and His love that can bring us together. And while I was just thinking about this workshop, I say, my goodness, it's only Swami that can bring all the youth from all over the world together to listen to His glory and listen to His teachings on a Saturday night. So guys, I think that's what I do as a job as well. I talk to people, I do conferences and workshops, and my biggest source of inspiration has always been the how you call students, but they are people that have always taught me lots of things. And hats off to you people for being here, because on a Saturday night, maybe even I wouldn't be attending a workshop. I would have been, with the family or doing something else. And that's very brave from you. That's great from you. It's a great spirit. It's a great attitude towards life. And I've learned a lot by seeing so many people turning up for the workshop by an insignificant me. So I am a bit afraid that I mess up your Saturday night. I'll try to live up to that, but it's all in Swami's hand. So we pray to Him that He accepts this workshop as a flower, as an offering that we offer with lots of humility and love at His feet. A big thanks goes to the young adult team who work, always behind the curtain. You don't know who they are, you don't see them, but they get just the work done. That's pure selfless effort. And congratulations to this selfless team, this magnificent team of young adults. And I'm so happy to be with you. It's one of the greatest things that I always crave for is, to be in satsang, to be with young adults especially, because it's so good fun. So let's have a look at what's in store tonight. But let me check if you are all in good mood today. So how are you all feeling? I can't see you, but we can feel each other. So let me see how you're feeling tonight. I hope you're all great. Great and eager to get going. Oh, great, amazing, very happy. Priyadarshini is great. Sayan is great. Reshmi, great. So we have a great bunch of people. Great. Oh, Yash. Sai Lakshmi is wonderful, great. Cool and excited, Gralia and all. And to everyone. Great. So okay, we can kickstart, guys. Dear brothers and sisters, let's get started. So here's the menu for tonight. I hope it's power pack. I hope it's inspirational. I hope it's something that can be of some value to you. And what I say is, I prepared this course. It's not that I know these things. It's not that I'm better at these things. Actually, it's all my failings, bring together and how I overcome this feeling. And I'm still struggling with many of them. It's more of a sharing than a preaching or workshop kind of thing. But in all humility, I'm no different from you because I'm speaking. It's not that I'm better. Maybe sounding like that, but it's a cocktail of all my failings brought together. But I will share with you how maybe I did it, how I learned from them, and maybe if these lessons are of value to you, maybe that can help you in life. So I do that in all humility, in the spirit of sharing and caring with all my dearest and sweetest Sai brothers and sisters, and anyone else in the Sai family. So we'll look at the human potential. We'll also study what's visionary leadership. So the course, as you know, let's start with the course itself. It's self-leadership. And below are the few modules that we'll tackle. We can't go in depth because of the time, so we'll be approximately 50-55 minutes. And then we'll leave questions for around 10-15 minutes. But if you have anything, and especially what happens is, if I type something, sometimes the mic goes off. So you can just send a message in the chat room and tell me, okay, I'm not hearing. It's absolutely cool. It's Saturday night anyway, so let's keep it cool, right? So, and then we'll study the power of focus. There's something amazing called grit. What's grit? We'll have a look at grit. And the last part, we'll also look at the anatomy of legendary performers. What are they made up of, right? How are they structured? These seemingly people from Mars or Venus, right? They go on and bring about great performance, but what is it actually their secret, the one or two secret weapons that they use to bring out these great performers that will be studied in anatomy of legendary performers. And we can't do a workshop for Swami without ending it with the most important thing, which is at the base of all these syllabus is ethics, values, and human values. And then we have Q&A. But I don't mind if you make some noise in the chat room. I actually want you to make some noise in the chat room. If you have a few questions, I know in the class you would be shouting and raising your hands. That's absolutely fine with me. So if you have a question or you feel an emotion and you want to share it in the chat room while I'm talking, that's absolutely fine with me. So let's get started. And I brought this man with me for the workshop tonight. His name is John the Beggar. What a way to start, right? And John was a very cool beggar on the streets of London. And he spent his life, in melody. You know what these guys do? They just play some music. He was a fantastic, I think, guitar player. And he was playing guitar in London. And he used to put a cloth. I'm sure all of you know how it works there. And, people would give him a few coins. And Kana Pina Sona Marna. This is how what he does for life. And this is what we also do for life, right? So people would throw a few coins at him or give him respectfully a few coins. He would use that to get some food. I think the only possession that you can see is that old box. This is an old box, a kind of chair that he would sit on throughout his life. And his best friend was this cute little dog with a nice smile. You can see him, right? Okay, Anishta is eager to learn, so me too. Right, so 40 years old, he started begging, his life went into a mess, and then, he became desperate and hopeless. He lost everything in life, and he resorted to begging at the end of the day. He started to beg, 40 years, 50 years old, he begged, 60 years old, he begged. And, that was his life, around 60, 70, he had no will to to live, and I think around 70 years old. Sadly, Yamraj, the god of death, gave him a ring. Hi, dear John, I need you upstairs. Please join me. And then Yamraj called him, and he passed away, like we will all do one day, right? So he died, and he was a jolly guy, always cheerful despite his sadness in life. And when he passed away, his fellow colleagues were Ashita, I think your mic is on, or a few of you, your mic is on. I can hear some noise, so please, right? So what happened is, when he passed away, his colleagues were a bit sad, and they said, now we'll miss him a little bit, this guy. So what they did is, they kept that old box in remembrance of John, and say, okay, we'll miss him, but at least that box would be a souvenir of John. And there was one young boy who was a bit, more daring and a bit a young blood, and he said, I'll keep that with me, and he kept that box with him. And one day, I don't know what went through his head. Actually, it was a good thing that went through his head. He said, we'll never look at this box. So let's open the box and see what's inside. It's been closed, like a horror movie kind of thing. It's been closed for 40 years. And okay, let's open this. Let's break it open and see if there's a ghost, there's a snake, or whatever is there. Let's go and see. It's never been opened, and everyone was curious. Yeah, man, that's a good idea. Let's go and open it. And they got an iron rod, eager, and they broke it open in the streets of London. And as they opened it, everyone went quiet. Everyone was quiet. They were shocked. They were absolutely shocked. There was jewels, priceless jewels, gold coins, gold bars, plenty of money for 100 people to live prosperous life in that box. And this is our state, brothers and sisters. I repeat, this is us, John the beggar. We have inside us gems, precious gems, jewels of the rarest kind, the best of the best. In this story, what is the saddest thing? Is it the death of John? Or that John led a life of a beggar despite being a king? Similarly, in life, death is not the saddest thing. Death is not the saddest thing in life. The saddest thing in life is when you live and you allow your potential to die within yourself while you live. It's the saddest thing. I call it suicide by installment, because you're dying every day when you're killing your potential. And that brings really tears to my eyes. My heart breaks when I do that to myself, because it's a disservice to the world. And when I see people doing that to themselves, it's so harmful to you. You are amazing. You are Divya Atma Swarupa. God made you in His image, and that's what you are. But ignorant of this fact, you lead a life lamenting, crying, complaining. I don't have this, I can't do this, I'm small, I had a bad childhood, I have this problem, I have that problem, I'm weak. You are not. You're mighty, strong, and you have potential which is absolutely limitless. You have an intelligence which is the best in the whole creation. You have a memory which is better than the best supercomputers. I say it again, your memory is better than the best supercomputers. You remember, you think any supercomputers can bring to you the face of your great grandfather? No, No supercomputer can do that. They don't even know. But you know you're great, 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 great. I'm talking to you. To you who are listening to me right now. You are powerful and you have that memory in you, in your genes. Right? You have the exact replica of how your great, 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 great grandparents look like stored. That information is stored in your gene, and isn't that memory? And you know what's funny? It remembers so well that it produces a close replica of your great grandparents' nose, and that is sitting right in the middle of your face. If you could look at, there's a close remembrance. Yeah, I'm sure you are smiling there, but that's exactly what I'm saying. What about the supreme intelligence and that superpower inside you? I can prove that to you that it's happening right now. I'm not talking to anyone else. I'm talking to you right now, sitting in front of a laptop with your earphone in your ears and looking at the screen. I'm talking to you. If you were right there, I would be looking in your eyes and saying that to you. You're magnificent. You can achieve anything right now. Look at this right now. There are billions or trillions of neurons in your brain, and you're controlling that. Who do you think is regulating and keeping your body temperature right now at the optimum level? Is it someone else? You are doing that. Who's regulating your heartbeat right now to keep you alive? You are doing that. That's supreme power. That's supreme intelligence. Who is regulating the blood pressure right now in your blood vessels? You are doing that. Then who you are? You are very sophisticated, better than the best thing that man created. That's what you are. But unable to comprehend that, there's a power inside you. And you know why? Because you haven't read the user manual for this great instrument that is you. And that's why you have fooled yourself, you kid yourself into believing that you're small, into believing that you're small like a tiny seed. Yes, you are a tiny seed, but isn't it also true that inside a tiny seed, there's a huge mango tree? Reason with yourself. Where is the mango tree with all the mangoes that can create other mango trees? It's inside that tiny mango seed. You are tiny, yes, maybe, but the potential is infinite, limitless. But you say, and I tell you, with that limitless potential, you can just do anything you want. Any desire which is righteous, any goal which is good for mankind, I'm sure by God's grace, you will do that. You can do that. But you say, I can hear it at the back of your mind, Subheer, it's not working for me. Your philosophy is beautiful. It gives me, wings. But when I go out tomorrow, I would see the potential. It's there, but I don't believe really 100% that what you're saying is true. I understand. It's my own feelings that I'm telling to you. But it's true. You know why? Because there's a gap between having potential and doing something with it. Between having a Ferrari car and driving the Ferrari car like a Ferrari car, not like a bullock cart. Isn't it? So the potential is there. And what you need to tap into that potential in a very practical language, it's a growth mindset. The mindset of a seed that can grow. And a very, very, very insightful, when I was thinking about the program, what I'm going to share with you, when kids come around, this is the best time to learn. Right? Many people try to teach kids. I learn from everyone, including kids. See, it's very easy. Why? It's a simple equation. Between me and the kids, who is happier? So obviously the kids are happier than me. Then who should teach whom? Right? Who should be a life coach? The kids should be a life coach. They can teach us happiness. We can only, because we are very good at it. You give us anything, you give us a call, you give us a relationship, you give us a work, we are expert at messing it up. Isn't it? You give us a science center, we know how to make it not to work as well. So we learn happiness from kids, and we learn lots of lessons from kids. They are a source of infinite wisdom that you have to look closely at them. So very funny, sweet, insightful, short incident, very personal to me, with my own little daughter of 2 years old, happened a few weeks ago, just before we went to Parity for the leadership program, which was amazing. I'm sure all over there were just having, if you haven't been there, please go for the next batch. It's just a wonderful experience that you never want to miss. So coming back to the workbook, sorry for the diversion. Coming back to the workshop, sorry. So my little daughter, you still there with me? Oh, you can't hear me? Shubharao. Okay, now it's better? I hope. I'll pick up. The energy will come as I speak, right? Yes, all okay. Yeah, that's good. Good that you make some noise in the chat room. I like these students, you know, who keep the clause alive. Right, that's good. So my little sweet little daughter, I have 2 daughters. One is 5 and one is 2. So we're coming back home after work. I picked them up and they were seated behind in the car seat. The elder one is 5 and the little one is 2 years old. And in the middle of the road, she started crying, "Dad, my leg, Dad, my leg." You know, at this age, she can't really speak. Right? She can just mumble and grumble a few words. "Dad, my leg, Dad, my leg." I say, "What happened?" And I'm driving. I can't really look back and see what's happened. I say, "Dad, my leg, my leg." I said, "Oh, sister, what's happening to her leg? Is she hurt?" She said, "I don't know. I can't understand." I said, "What's happening to your leg?" He said, my leg not touch ground." And then I said, "What is she saying?" And she said, the elder daughter told me, you know, she's crying because when she sits, unlike me, her feet can't touch the ground, and she's very upset about it. She's very unhappy about it. I said, "Dad, you have to do something. Make my leg. It's because of you, my leg." And she was going on, and I didn't know whether I should laugh, whether I should get angry, I should pacify her. I didn't know. But something, as I was driving home, a profound truth sank into my consciousness, into my mind. Looking at her, I understood one vital lesson from life. If you do not have something in life, it's because you have not grown up into the person that you could become. I repeat that. If you do not have something in life, it's because you have not grown up into the person that you could have grown up to. And in life, this is very true. You do not get what you want. You get what you deserve. And make sure you make a note in your workbook about this very truth. You have a workbook with you, don't have it, write it on a piece of paper, right? In life, you do not get what you want. You get what you deserve. Now, the question is, what should I do to get what I want? Short water break, sorry for that. What should I do to get what I want? To get what you want, it's very simple. Don't focus on what you want. If you want whatever you want, don't focus on it. Well, my logic is simple. I see many friends, many sisters also. The brothers a bit less, they're lazy, but many sisters, they want to lose weight. And some lazy brothers as well. They want to lose weight. And what they do? They stand up on the weighing scale. Oh, it's not going down. It's not good. What I have to do, my dear friends, if you want to lose weight, the weighing scale is not the place to be. Get off the scale and get running. Control your diet. Isn't it? right? So don't focus on the weight if you want to lose weight. Focus on growing yourself into a better individual. So what I'm saying is, to get what you want, do not focus on what you want. Focus on growth, to become deserving of what you want in life. Write this down as well in your workbook, and there's space for that, I'm sure. To get what you want, don't focus on what you want. Focus on growth, to become deserving of what you want. And believe me, I'm not saying a new philosophy. I'm not saying a new truth. I'm saying what God has said, what Swami has said. It's my grace is always there. God functions the same way, exactly the same way. My grace is always there in abundance. But you need to become deserving of that grace. That's exactly what I'm saying. You need to become deserving and become the better version of yourself. Because remember this and brain tattoo this, note it down, because this is the purpose of your life. Make your life His message. Make your life an offering to Him. What you are, what I am, what we all are right now is God's gift to us. How we are, what we are, who we are, whatever we are, right? What you are is God's gift to you. Now, this is the most important thing, the next line. But what you become tomorrow and what you will grow into tomorrow is your gift to God. What you will become tomorrow will be your gift to God, to your mother's side. And what do you want to give Him? You want to give Him the very best, because that's what He deserves. That's what He's always given us. And what is that very best? It's become the best version of yourself. How are you going to do that? Everyone has a path. We'll delve into that, which is the next step, is visionary leadership. Time to mend the body, mend the senses, and the mind. That is the way to God. Awesome question. So, which brings us to the next chapter. I hope everyone is still here. For some people it's 10:30, for some people it's 11, for some it's 7. I hope you're still here, awake, alive, fully with me. I'm fully with you. So the next step is visionary leadership. The second step it's not actually the second, it's another step in becoming the best version of yourself, in the self-development process, in the self-leadership process, is visionary leadership. And I was saying that in the morning. I could have chosen many examples, but what I chose is a guy whom we love a lot. His name is Walt Disney. You know, when we think about Walt Disney, yeah, Disney and the cartoons, even I have a smile on my face, and the cartoons are coming up in my childhood. That's magnificent. This guy has gone, and he still brings smiles to people's life. That's a wonderful life. That's a great way to be of service to mankind. That's what life is all about. It's achieving something which is bigger than you, leaving a legacy that will live on generations after you die. This is what Swami has done. Exactly. If you look at Swami just like a leader, right? So I've chosen this guy's life, a part of a very tiny fraction of Walt Disney's life. He's no more now, and it's sad, you know. He died 6 years before the first Disneyland was actually inaugurated. Before the first 6 years. Before, you can't hear me? Vimale? Sarah, I cannot hear you. Oh, they're not making noise in the chat room. Yeah, you can get them to make some noise. So So he died. Walt Disney died 6 years before he actually inaugurated the first Disneyland. And on that day, there was a bit kind of mixed feeling because they were happy, and some people were thinking of Walt Disney. And two very kind gentlemen, two executives from Disney, were having this conversation and say, "It's sad, Walt is not here and he cannot see this grand, beautiful thing being inaugurated." And the second executive, who was a bit a wiser guy, a very more gentleman, a very nice guy, he was pensive before he answered. And he looked at his colleague and said, "I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong. Because Walt saw this, and that's why it's here. It's his vision that has been manifested." So what's a vision? A vision is what you see with the eyes of inspiration. It doesn't matter today, right now, what is your state of affairs, what is your bank balance, what is your educational background, what your childhood was like, what your business is like, what is your results like as a student. All this, believe me, it's of absolutely no value. It's the past, it's gone. What matters in life right now is where you want to go tomorrow. That is the vision, the dream that you have for yourself and for humanity and for mankind. Because centuries after centuries, brave, great men stepped into the unknown, armed with absolutely nothing but their vision, and achieve greatness. This is the starting point of where you can be an element of change. Have a dream which is bigger than yourself. And it's not different from how our dear Swami did it. If you look at Swami, you strip out the divinity, you look at him as a leader, and all great prophets and all other great souls that walk this earth, it's the same principles of being visionary leaders. That's what they were. And just imagine, let's go back in time, imagine a small village in India in the early 1940s. There's a small little boy with a mop of hair on his head. He didn't even have a chair. He was sitting on a rock with a few, classmates in some khaki shorts and white shirts, not even having a pair of shoes in there. They were like in the middle of nowhere. And this small little boy, what he says, "I have come to redeem mankind." Isn't that a visionary statement? Prophet Muhammad, peace be on him, must have said the same thing when he revealed the word of Islam to the world. That was the same what Jesus did. Who knew that the word of Jesus would spread all over the world like this? And Swami, this is what he did. Exactly. That's the visionary leadership. They see the future, the bright future, right? And when people doubted him in 1947, his own brother was doubting him. "Swami, what are you doing? What's this? I don't know. Folly all about. What's happening?" And what he said, "Be patient. You will see my full glory in the coming years." And the rest is history, as we all know. And he even went on to state, at a time where maybe Puttaparthi was not even on the map of the world, and the only means to get into Puttaparthi was a bullock cart. What did this young little boy of 20 or 21 years old said? The whole world will converge to this village. Isn't that visionary leadership? My life is my example. This is what he always say, and we have to spend time studying his life in that aspect. And at the time when there was no clue, no plan, probably no money in the bank, Swami came and said, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, he said, next year there will be a hospital here, one of the best hospitals that exists in India and the whole world. It will come there, and everybody was going, but how is this going to happen? But that is Visionary leadership at its pristine glory, at its very best. Who else than Swami, right? And let's do a little. Exactly. Compassion can achieve ends which money cannot. Beautiful. That's a nice guy. I want to meet you later on. Great. And you keep the chat alive. That's good. I like it. It's Saturday night, so we need to be alive and cool and rocking and keep going. I'm sure you're still there. So, okay, let's play the quick game. So I'll ask a question and see if you're still there. You're not sleeping, guys and brothers and sisters. So I will set up a challenge and I'll see who wants to play with me. So it's a game and you're going to win, right? You're going to win something if you accept the challenge. How many of you can, I'm typing, suspense. hmm. Okay, here's the challenge. How many of you can walk on a bridge which is 5 feet high and 50 feet long? The reward is USD 300. I asked that to a brother called Kashir and said, I walked twice. Let's see what's your answer. Come on, guys, come on, brothers, come on, sisters. Let me hear. Yeah, how many of you are in for this challenge? Yes. Sandeep says yes. Come on, at least a boy has answered. Pauline, yes, of course, in. Rina is in. Hey, Rina, good to see you. Yes, I do, Ashraf, Rehan, Natalia. Yeah, oh, girls too can do it. That I had no doubt that girls can do it. Yes, Reshmi is also in. Grazia, I saw you in the morning. You're here back. Yeah, Anastasia. Oh, you also. I'm sorry if the bridge is high. No, come on, it's not high. It's just 5 feet, right? I'm scared of heights. Oh, and Nusrat is also in. Teresa, great. Great. So brave, guys. Now, because I have too many people, I have competition. Now, who wants, let's raise the bar. This is what Swami has always done, and we just follow his footsteps. If you can do that, then we will draw the challenge, and there's too many competitors. So I put a slightly nicer bridge for you. You ready for that? Here's the bridge. It's on fire. There's absolutely no fireman to rescue you. Who is still there? And I'm offering, now it's, and I'm offering, oh, now you smile. There's no answer. There's no boys can do it, girls can do it. No one wants to answer, right? Oh, just smile. Me. Oh, come on, Paulina. We are doing something for Swami. You have to speak the truth. Yeah, you can hold it half burned. This is how it is. Most of us, oh, no way, ha ha ha. That's good. The response is changing. Yeah. On the chat, it's very easy to talk about being selfless. I'll do it when the fire is on. We'll see. Okay. Be courageous like lion. Yeah. I will send you in the fire, Donivan, first. Now, guys, someone has switched on his mic. They are saying one speaker is enough. Don't put a second one. Can you please switch off your mic? Whoever it is, I don't know it is. Great. Okay, now we change the challenge. And listen to me, now get serious. What if, brothers and sisters, there was no fireman and the chance is 50-50 and the person who is there is your mother? The chance is 50-50. There's no fireman. You are there. What do you do? What do you do? Let me hear you on the chat. Of course, yes. Exactly. Cross. I will go for it. I would go, of course. I will become the fireman myself. This is amazing. This is amazing how the rest will change. Sarah, yes, I will go. Lesson, go for it. Go for it. It's the same bridge. Good. I get you. I get the feeling. Exactly. We'll go for it. I can do it. I do whatever it takes to go for it. That's great. Now, listen to me one thing. I gave you $1 million. You refused to do it. I didn't even state a condition, and you're willing to die for it. So what is it that pushes you into action? It's not what you do. It's not what you do. It's why you do it. It's the why, that powerful why, that fuels you into action. So your dream, it's not what is the dream, is why have you created this dream. If that why is powerful, then you would go for it with everything that you've got. And I can tell you, the biggest, most powerful why comes from selfless service. And that is beautiful. And I want you to write it down in your note. This few words. It's not what you do. Rather, it's why you do it that fuels you into action. Everyone is a unique individual, a unique human being. So find out your own powerful why. Mine is speaking to people. That's my oxygen. That's my DNA. That puts me, bring fire in my belly to make others happy in life. That, I sometimes become very angry with myself because when I'm doing something, I may not sleep, for night. But some other brothers, and they tell me, Subheer, my dear brother, beautiful. You're also very beautiful, Natalia, and Yatish. Yeah, I like the chat. Yeah, it's going. That's great. Yeah. So I'll let you something very personal. Some of my friends, they say, when you talk about vision, about dream, I get it only during my sleep, brother. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't stick with me, this thing of dream and whatever. And for them, this is the story I share with them. So they say, what's a dream? You dream only when you're sleeping. Sometimes it's nightmare. So what is this dream that you're talking about? I don't get it. How do I know that this dream is mine? I have so many dreams, and some are powerful. How do I identify what is my dream? Which is my purpose? How do I get to know it? How do I sense it? And there are many ways, but we have the time that we have. So there was this legendary guy who is a devotee of Swami. His name is obviously the great legendary Sachin Tendulkar, the great Indian cricket player. And he always, it was on the eve of a cup final, I think, of a final, World Cup final, cricket World Cup final, and he was in the room. Yes, I can put the slide back. Sorry for that. It's always you, eh? Krishan Govender 664, I like you a lot. Right, you done? Okay. Armstrong, I love your honesty. You've been true to yourself. Many people won't dare to say that. To be very honest, I probably may remain a mute spectator. I like this. I really like this. You have to be true to yourself. Know your limits. And once you know your limits, this is where you find room for progress. I like your honesty. And that's great. Many people, they comply when they're in a group. And this guy, Armstrong, very strong guy, right? He comes and says, he's truth. Never be afraid to say your truth. even if you have to differ from the rest of the team. That is where you show true leadership. And I'm a fan of yours. Let's go to the next one and let's come back to Sachin. So Sachin, it was on the eve and everyone went to sleep. They need good rest, right? It's very important that to be a peak performer, you have to refuel yourself. You have to take good rest. So this guy, the whole team went to sleep. And around 2 in the morning, there was a weird noise in the corridor, and there was footsteps, and a few boys woke up, and they saw Sachin in the corridor. What was he doing? He was making, he didn't have a bat in his hand, but with his hand, he was making the movement as if he was batting, hitting the ball with the bat. And some guys were impressed and said, look at this guy, man. It's no doubt he's the captain. And they went, and said, Sachin, you can rest. The match is tomorrow. And you know what? Sachin wasn't practicing. He was actually walking in his sleep. Maybe it was a nightmare or whatever. He would sleep. And then they caught him like a baby and put him back in his bed. Now just imagine a bunch of boys in a hotel. They're boys, right? If you've been with a group of boys around 24, 25, and if one guy makes a mistake and he's caught red-handed, the next few days this becomes the joke in the group. And they couldn't, it was the final, but they couldn't stop pulling his head. Hey, look at this man. He was walking in his sleep. He was doing this, and he walks into sleep. Poor baby, we have to give him a food to sleep and all that thing. But Sachin remained quiet all the while. And when they say he wasn't responding, he was the captain, so he commanded respect at some point. And when everyone ultimately became silent, and then he revealed, he said, I have a dream. My dream was to be a World Cup winner. And a dream is that which keeps you awake, which that ignites a fire in your belly and doesn't allow you to sleep until it's done, until you beat the goal. Profound. That's when you know you're walking on the path. Which takes us to the next one. And if you want to note it down, it's a beautiful statement. You can write it down in your workbook. A dream is that which keeps you awake. Which takes us to the next one. It's the power of focus. And I don't know if it's happened to you, but to me, I said this course is all about my failings, all about my weakness that I've studied and I've tried to understand why it's happening to me, the way it's happening. So I don't know. You can put down your answer. Hey, it's nice. Like, it's my pleasure to be with you. It's my pleasure to speak to you. Don't say thanks. No mention. I love to do that, right? So it's because of you I have this opportunity to share all these beautiful. So I thank you. No thanks. I have to thank you. So coming back to this, I'm not Sachin Tendulkar. I'm not this legendary performer. So I used to come back home, doing lots of things. And when I sit down, in my chair at home, I feel empty. I feel I haven't done anything. There's nothing that was accomplished. I don't know if you felt like this ever before, to the Bina. If you felt like this ever before, I feel like this. I felt like this a lot. And it's like, Swami says this beautifully. You're busy doing nothing. And God is busy doing everything. And yet He has time for you, Bangaru. It's exactly that feeling, right? Being busy and doing nothing, right? So if you are doing like this, you're exactly on the path of doing fake work versus real work, right? This is where you make that crucial mistake of confusing movement, change with progress. Movement and change is not progress. People talk about change management. You don't have to bother about change management or change. Change will happen. The amount of hair on your head will change. The color of your hair will change. The weather will change. The economy will change. This will change. The time is changing. Your health will change, your relationship will change. I mean, everything, the color of the sky will change, the size of the tree. Change is something natural that will happen. But we're not looking at change. We want progress. And progress is not a haphazard happening. It's not something that just happens. Progress requires focused effort, systematic, disciplined, focused effort. And how do you do that? Every morning that you wake up and you go to work, you see yourself as a craftsman, as an artist, as a writer, writing the book of your life. And if you're writing the book of your life, you want it to be a bestseller. And how do you do that? You ensure that each page, each line that you put in the book is a masterpiece, isn't it? So how do you do that? Start first by deciding what you want to do. Many people get up in the morning on Monday and say, what do I have to do? What is pending? What is this? What is that? And I get up in the morning, this is my failing, I humbly share that with you, and I say, what is it, the goal that I want to accomplish on this day? And suddenly, it's an all different ball game. I have it under control. When things are under control, there's no stress. And when there's no stress, you can go for your peak performance. Because most machines function best when there's no friction, no stress. The human machine is the same. When it's under control, well-oiled, with a great, beautiful morning routine, completely fueled, everything under control, right? It works at its best. Let's see how we're going to do that. Here, what I have for you. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big projects. That's all you have. That's all you can do. 5 big things at a time. So where do you start? You see that sheet? We can do that. We can do at least one together right here, right now. You see there, project 1. You write that big thing that you want to do, that big dream that you've been postponing, that big anxiety which is killing you and you need to do something about it, that big work that you have at work, that project of building your house, that project of, I don't know, earning $1 million, absolutely fine. There's nothing spiritual in being broke. Yeah, you can go for it. Planning to go to gym, to lose weight, you write it down. Choose at least one. You write down your big project. Write it down right now if you want. I'll give you a few seconds. Write down that thing which you want to always accomplish. Good. Write it. For example, I want to go to gym. Greatness is not in doing work you like, but in liking the work that is given. It's again you, Christian. That's great. Practice mindfulness. Being present in the moment. That is focus, which is all about. That's beautiful. Practice mindfulness, being present in the moment. But what is it, being present in the moment? When you do your work, being fully focused in doing the work that you're doing. What is it? Being fully present in the moment? That's meditation. And when you do that with your work, that becomes worship, worthy of offering to God. That is where works become worship happens. Beautiful. Who was that? Krianta. Great. That's amazing. So you must have written the project. And for example, if you've written, I want to lose weight, this is not the way to write it. This is what we call a vague goal. Vague goal give vague results. Clear goal give clear results. So you have to be precise. I want to lose 7.5 kgs in X week, and I want to reduce my body fat by X or Y% by eating a controlled diet. This is a precise goal, and I'll do that with a time frame. What are the 5 must-do things that needs to be done to accomplish this? You write it down. This 5 or 3 or 2 must-do things. For example, if I'm just sitting just like that, just to get an idea, because everyone will be right now writing these 5 must-do things about their own project. If I need to go to a gym, or if I need to write a book. So if I need to write a book, I have to see what is my area, identify my area of expertise. And the second thing is do some additional research on my area of expertise. The third thing is maybe I should follow a course about writing, because you're passionate about something. I'm passionate about flying an aeroplane, right? But if I go and fly it with passion, I'll kill everyone and myself. So I need to have the right technical knowledge as well, right? So I need to undergo training about. These are the must-do things. If I don't do the must-do things, and I complain, this is not good, that is not good, my background was not good, my childhood was not good, it makes no sense. Do what you need to do, and see the magic happens. See the magic happen. You can live your dreams. I'm convinced. I say that by experience. I say that this is what Swami says. Put your very best in it. It will definitely happen. And just in the box below, who are the people that I need to contact? And who are the people that I'm waiting upon? For example, I sent a mail to someone about a dietitian, and I'm waiting for her to reply about an appointment. So I may do a follow-up. These are the people I contact. I need to call the gym to find out what's happening, which is the gym in my region, what's their opening hours, which one fits in my budget. All these are crucial steps. These tiny little steps are very crucial. This is why you can't do it. You miss these tiny steps and you postpone it. You postpone this project, you postpone that project, and you postpone life, you postpone living. And you become like Dalai Lama said, they live as if they're never going to die. They have all the time. And they die as if they never live. And we don't want to be one of these, right? We don't fear death. What I fear is I don't start to live. I don't get into the act and live. Right? And when you write down for all your projects, you would realize how much time you waste in useless, purposeless communication. And finally, small, specific. Yeah, it has to be small. The must-do things are small. The way you do small things define the way you do big things and everything. There's nothing small or big. The way you do things is the way you do everything. Very, very rightly said, Prajit. And I like the chat. I like the people on the chat. Very alive. Yeah, very smart indeed. I'm loving to be with you guys. I must confess. And write down this one big thing. It's big one thing. Sorry for the mistake. You see, I make mistakes. I'm human too. The one big thing that I commit to do this week without fail. And I want you to know what I want you to write. This one thing that you've been scared to do, because people will judge you, because you might fail, because you think you're weak, you think you're not good enough. That one thing that you say, I'm going to do it always, and you've been postponing that all the time, I want you to do that one thing. And you write it down. This is how you plan. This is what we call getting your priorities right in life. It may be 3, it may be 4, it may be 5, it may be 6. Right? And you know exactly. Now when you see you have, oh my goodness, when I did mine, you know what happened? I had like 30 or 35 tasks to do. And I said, where on earth do I find so much time to do that? And I could do one thing or two things. Honestly, I'm confessing with you, I could do one or two, and the others were like left like this, and I was like struggling. And then I came across this great friend of mine, this brilliant human being. He's an amazing coach and a great leadership speaker. His name is Robin Sharma. I happened to meet him. He's a very good friend of ours now, and he also is from Mauritius, if you don't know it. So I say, Robin, thank God I saw you. You know, I can do one or two things, but the other stuff, I can't do it. So, but I see you, you speak, you write a book, you write 2 books, you write 3 books. I can't even write one. You know, and you go and you speak all around the world. You travel so many places. You inspire. I see you doing loads of videos. You give out so much content, and you just beat your goals. How do you do that? I can do just 1 or 2 things. And what he said to me, a few things that we had the opportunity to discuss at length. And he says, Subheer, you're disciplined in one field only. You must install discipline in every field of your life, not only spiritually, not only, for example, in one goal, but everything needs to be simple. But how do I do that? I feel overwhelmed. He said, here's the magic. Here's the magic. Create a schedule. Create a timetable. When you are at school, how could you do 8 subjects? You could do that, right? Because you had a timetable for everything. Schedule, create a schedule for everything. Then life become life by design. I put mine here because you are brothers and sisters. That is for 16 years. I wake up at this time. I play with the kids. I have a short breakfast. I have a 20 minutes workout, and then I have the shower. I go out and meet my clients, and I have an international meeting. This is just half of the day, and the day went on. Till 11:30 or quarter to 12. It finished by me preparing for this course, and I felt a spring in my feet, because what fuels me, it's not acquiring things, it's progress. And while doing all that, I feel I'm progressing in a very structured manner, and that gives me loads of energy because I'm getting real work done. It's not like this everywhere, every day, every week. It doesn't matter. But if you have a week which is structured like this, and you can achieve only 70% of what you've set out to do, then, compared to how I was, it's like I can do 2 or 3 weeks, job in 1 week when it goes well. So have a schedule. And the second thing, he said, I'll let you on the second thing. This is what you need to do, the 90-90 rule. He said, the 90-90 rule, ensure that for 90 days, you spend 90 minutes on that one thing that you love, without fail, that you want to happen. If you want to write a book, spend 90 days. Whatever happened, London Bridge may fall. That's my daughter's song. London Bridge is falling. Let it fall. You carry on with your 90 minutes. Ensure that you do that 90 minutes system. And when I was writing that in the morning, it brings back to me memories. I play tabla. So when I was going to class, which I no longer am able to do these days, but when I was like 15 or 16 years old, like 20 years ago, you know my age by now, it was like I used to sit, and my guru, the tabla teacher, made me sit. I was 15 or 16, and we play a short composition, a qaida or a rela, which is 30 seconds. And you know how we play that? We play this only thing at a very slow tempo. 30 seconds. We play that for 3 hours. Only this line. 3 hours. I come back next week. The same thing, 3 hours. It went on for 4 months. And then after 4 months, it's no longer the same. That perfection that was heard through the fingers was just uplifting, was just magnificent. And I understood what Bruce Lee actually says. He said he's not afraid of a man who knows 1,000 kicks, but I'm afraid of this guy who knows 1 kick and has practiced it for 1,000 times. 1 kick, practice it for 1,000. Focus on the important few. And Edison, this fantastic guy, he said, they asked him, Edison, what's your secret? How can you do genius work? And what he said, in the morning, when everyone gets up and get busy doing many things, I choose a few. That was the secret to me getting things done. Focus on the important few, not the many useless. And we'll go back quickly to a few of the examples which Swami also said. Einstein, these are great guys, and they are human beings. I haven't chosen the example of God. You may say these are gods, but these guys were human beings, right? Einstein, there used to be a gap under his door. People would throw food inside, like if he had criminals. When he was working inside his lab, he used to have a lab and would work tireless in the lab. He didn't want to be disturbed. That's on a secret of doing great work, is creating a tight bubble of absolute focus. No disturbance, no distraction, no WhatsApping, on your mobile phone. That's why he was Einstein. And they would send food under his under the door. And what happened is, after a few days, when Einstein would come out, or after a few days when he would come out, this attendant who used to send food inside, he noticed that most of the plates, if not all of the plates, were full with food. And he said, "So, you didn't eat?" And what he said was amazing. Amazing. He said, "I was so focused on my work that I forgot to be hungry. I was so focused on my work. This is a human being I'm talking to you about." I met another brother, he's a former Swami student, and he learned from the legendary living legend Zakir Hussain. Zakir Hussain would go for a full month or two inside. He would just come out to go to the toilet, and he would go back. They play and they play and they sleep there, they play and they play. When they come out after that month, it feels as if they made progress for 50 years. 50 years progress. That is the power of focus. And to close this chapter, you've heard about the law of attraction and where it comes from John Ashraf. John Ashraf, I'll be quick because we're short of time. He had a box. Everyone has this box. When I had a box, I was looking at my box the other day, hoping to find something. It's a huge box with only books. I used to eat books when I was a kid, but not Swami's book, and some others thrilling stories. Yeah, but things change in life. Yeah, I'm just like everybody, yeah. I'm open and I'm honest with you. I'm a very normal human being, just like all of us. And I have so many shortcomings, just like you. No, I mean more than you. So, Creation, you're still there, right? Fantastic rule. That's not my rule. That's the rule of this fantastic guy. So John was having a look at his box when he was around 30 or 40, and he opened the box and he was going through a magazine which he had when he was a kid. And when he was going through that magazine, he saw the picture of a beautiful house, and he drew a circle around this house when he was a kid. And now he said, "Oh, this is my magazine. I remember this was the house of my dream." And suddenly something broke upon him. That realization that this house of my dream is actually the house he's currently living now. That is the power of having a dream and focusing on that dream, consciously or unconsciously. So do you agree with this? Great. Yeah. Great intention gives great results. Yes, Paulina. Exactly. Agreed. Absolutely. Absolutely. Everyone agrees. Kirtana, yes, defo. Excellent. Absolutely. 100%. Okay, great. I'm sure all of you agree. But it's not true. It's not true. You've been fooled into believing that it's true. I got you. It's absolutely not true, no doubt. No doubt. It doesn't work. Oh, now you change, Rinas. Oh, it never works. It never works. No doubt. The universe, this is from where the book Law of Attraction came. John Ashraf prompted research and they come up with the law of attraction. Actually, it works. I just wanted to be funny and relax a bit. It was getting too intense. So what I'm saying is it works a few times, but not always. The universe does love the law of attraction. I'm sure, right? You can manifest things in your life. True. But I've not reached that level, And it's dangerous if I think of an elephant, imagine an elephant manifesting in front of me. So I've been a bit far away from this process. And I have so many bad thoughts that I don't want to try this law. And if you connect with me on this one, then better let's not have this law of attraction. There will be more bad things than good things in my life. So The universe loved the law, I was saying the universe loved the law of attraction, but the universe adore the law of hard work and sweat and passion and devotion and hard work. This is what I believe, and I'm sure the universe loves a bit more than the law of attraction, which brings us to the next chapter, one before the loss, which is great, is persevering, patience in the face of adversity. You keep going no matter what happens. Obviously, I know. It's like you say, if my leg is broken, you can't say, I'll keep going no matter what happens and I just need to climb the mountain. I'm not saying that, right? I'm practical. But you know, the world has never changed by people who are practical, people who practice logic. It's always those who don't accept life, but those who challenge life, who defy the rules of logic that change the world. And there was this girl, Arunima Sinha. I'm nearly done. Arunima Sinha was a great volleyball player of the Indian volleyball team. So she was going in a train, and in the middle of the night, some thieves got into the train and was looting and taking everyone's money and jewelry. And they came to Arunima Sinha, brave girl. She refused. She said, I would not give in to your threats. And you know what these heartless people did? They kicked her from the moving train outside. She fell on the rail, and another train was coming, collided with her, chopped her legs, almost chopped. Her legs, she said, I tried to feel my legs, it was hanging in my pair of jeans. And I was in the middle of nowhere in India, and at night I was crying and shouting, and no one could hear me. I didn't even know if I would be so. I was like fainting and trying to, she had that fighting spirit, trying to stay alive. And at some point, blood smell was there, and flesh was there, and food for rats was there. Rats came and was eating my feet right in front of me. That agony she suffered throughout the night. And in the morning when she was about to give up and fail, you know, God comes at the right time. Some people came, saw her, took her to, you could say a kind of clinic or hospital, but there was just a room with a couch. And the doctor said, I don't even have anesthesia for you, madam. How can I need to chop your legs, I need to cut your legs. So I've gone through worse, you do what you have to do. And when she chopped the legs, you know, she fainted, and when she woke, the doctor broke the news to her, sadly. She was an athlete, that was her life. She needed the legs to survive, that was her job. And it was a career gone, and everything was broken. Not only the legs, the whole life was broken in the mind of the doctor. Just imagine that, that's an athlete. And she came and broke the news and said, Arunima, I'm sorry to tell you, but you will not be able to use your legs anymore. And you know what Arunima in that state said? Doctor, this is what you believe. I'm going to climb Mount Everest very soon. And the doctor was a fantastic person. He said, Arunima, with that spirit, it's already done. It's already done. We just need to put a date on the calendar. But it's done. And true to her words, 2 years later, she was at the summit of Mount Everest to show people that you should not give up in life. Not only that, she went on to climb the 5 highest peaks in the world to show that women are great, people are great, that human spirit is great, that human potential is infinite. And so did this great guy called Roger Bannister. But before that, what Arunima did, she got hurt efficiently. She could get hurt efficiently. You've shed tears, you've bleeded, you know, your heart broke. Don't let that effort go to waste. Get a reward from it. Get a reward. It's a blessing that changed her life, make her even better, even stronger. It's the way you interpret that pain. So whenever you get hurt, if you want to be a champion, you want to know this, what is this self-leadership all about? Get hurt efficiently. That is, get a reward. Note it down in your workbook. It's important. Every time you get hurt, get the reward from the pain and never waste it. A short water break for me. Sorry for that. Let's get back. And this is the guy. And the other thing that comes from this story is that you don't lack resources. If she had no foot and she could climb the mountain, what you lack is resourcefulness, which is a state of mind. And let's study before we finish. We're running out of time. So the anatomy of a winner, right? This guy studied the life quickly of Roger Bannister. Roger Bannister, you know, there's in the Olympic Games, there's this 1 mile race which was never run for ages, right? Less than 4 minutes. And the scientific community says this is beyond human capabilities to run the 1 mile race less than 4 minutes. It's impossible until Roger Bannister came on the scene and proved everyone wrong. So they wanted to study him. They said, Roger, how did you do that? You know, share that with us. Share that with us. How could you do that? And what he said revealed a great deal about human potential, about this thing called belief in yourself, right? He said, I reach not, you know, there's a state of no belief, despondency, low self-belief, high self-confidence, but there's one state which is even higher, like Arunima had in a time of despair. Roger Bannister had exactly, it's called certainty, absolute belief that this thing is already done. That is the highest state of belief. And when you're in that state, you can go deep within yourself. This is where you can tap in deep your potential. And when you go deep in your potential, he said, my mind has already decided. My muscles just had to obey. They had no choice and just did it. Right? When I take that kind of massive action with my body, I definitely get massive results. And that belief becomes even stronger. So belief, brothers and sisters, is the base, because without a humble but very firm belief in yourself, you can't get much things done. Because leadership happens when people will laugh at you, when everyone is praising you, everyone says you're great, you're this, you're that. Leadership doesn't happen when your very own disown you, when the whole society is laughing at you, when Alex Ferguson took up Manchester, which was a mediocre team, and said, I will knock off Liverpool from the perch, and said, this guy, where does he come from? He said, when I joined Manchester United, my biggest job was to make people believe that the impossible is possible. Believe. Kanye West, in the middle of his living room, there's a big picture of himself. And his friend was saying, hey, what's wrong with you, man? Why do you put a picture of yourself in your own house? He said, my dear, if I don't believe in myself, who will believe in me? Believe in you guys. That is the secret. Believe in you. And one guy stood up and said, yes, Subheer, very nice. Beautiful session. It just doesn't work at work. In the practical world, it's of no sense. I see people take some by-lanes and climb to the top. You know what I'm saying? Some fraudulent ways, some negative ways, some bad ways, some dirty ways to climb to the top of the ladder. Just imagine I'm faced with that question at the end of my lecture, and I'm done with this last one. And I shared with him a story which I'll share with all of you. And the story of the bird case. And that bird rolled, and he couldn't climb the tree anymore. He was just a foot or two up on the tree, and he had a friend. The only friend he had was a bull, right? And the bull said, what's happening? Why are you so sad? He said, I can't fly anymore. I'm crying. My life is useless. And you know the cow, their excrement, when they eat, they excrete, and it has lots of good things in it. And many of you probably know that they use it for manure, fertilizers, and some medicine as well. He said, you eat that. You eat that, it's got lots of virtues in it, and you would see it progress in yourself. And this bird had, no solution left. He said, okay, I'll eat that rubbish that you throw every day. So I ate that. And the bird ate it. From 2 feet, it's 5 feet, it's 6 feet. Week 2, it's half of the tree. Week 3, it's 3/4 of the tree. The bird was so happy and ate more. And week 6, chop off the tree. Very happy. On that fateful day, a hunter was coming, saw the bird on the tree, aimed and bow, shot the bird. The bird fell down and died. Moral of the story: if you eat rubbish, you can go to the top, but you won't stay there for long. Become valuable. This is the way that you can progress slowly but surely in your life. Whatever I've said has to be backed by dharma, by righteousness, by good actions, by righteous actions, by legal, ethical actions. Else, it will be a useless climb. It was a pleasure to be with you. I've come to the end. And now it's your time. So what we saw is you have a dream, tap into your potential, focus, become unstoppable, and never stop believing in yourself because you're made in the image of God. The pleasure was all mine, Rina, really. So now I'll take a question or two. It's question time. Okay, is it possible to develop passion for something? Is it possible? That's a beautiful question. Is it possible to develop passion for something? And if so, how can you develop passion? That's a very interesting question. How can I become passionate about something, right? That's a question. I want to become passionate about it, and how do I do that? Let me tell you something, which is insightful. You do not have to feel great, or you don't have to be great to start doing that something. But you have to start to be great, to feel great, and live your dream. What truly matters to reach that passion is the ability to turn on the ignition button inside you. What you need is to get out of that deep slumber and to slap yourself if need be and start moving in the direction of your dream. Planning is inspirational. Dreaming is inspirational. But the source of all passion is action. You may not feel like doing it. You didn't feel like going to the gym, but once you step on the treadmill or on the street jogging, you feel the joy of doing it. So don't wait until the passion starts. Do it and the passion will come. That's my answer to it. Okay, Swami said that women are the backbone and strength of the communities, the last question, and societies that we live in. And he has always said that women should be soft-spoken. We live in a society where sometimes we have to be a little loud and assertive to be taken seriously and to be able to sit at the table, especially in the workplace. How do you balance the two? Swami asked the question, Swami gave the answer. He said there was a snake. There was a snake, and that snake was a terrifying snake. And that snake would be killing everybody in the village. So they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do. And one day a wise sage was coming, and that wise sage had some superpowers. And then the villagers, the headmen went to that snake, not the snake, that sage, and say, this is a snake that is killing us and terrifying us. So you please do some mantra, Om Shanti Shanti, and calm this snake down and make him behave properly. So the sage went to the snake, pressed his head, and he said, you should not kill people, it's not good, you're a good snake, you belong to part of the Shiva family, don't do that, and all this and all that. And actually, the sage went And after a few years, he came back to the village, and he went to look for the disciple snake. And he saw a few kids using him as a rope and playing in the garden. They were making circles with it, and he was like broken all over. And he said, "My dear snake, you were a terrifying snake, and now you become a plaything. What's happening to you?" He said, "But it's all your fault. You said I should speak sweetly, I should not bite, I should not kill anyone. Now everybody knows that I'm soft, and they're just making a joke." And the sage said, "My dear snake, I asked you to stop biting, but I never asked you to stop hissing." You got my point? You can hiss, but don't bite. Bite kills people, but you can hiss when need be to keep them away. You should become and Swami said, what is the difference between Krodam and Rudram? You chant Rudram. Krodam is uncontrolled anger, and Krodam is that righteous anger that a man or a human being or woman has when he's faced with an unrighteous situation. That is allowed when need be. But believe me, it's not required. The other day, I'll just share with you something that happened to me, very funny, very insightful, but very deep. I was coming to work. A lorry hit my car at the back. And I saw that lorry hit my car, and after the car was coming, and the lorry driver came out and said, "You hit me." And the lorry hit me, I horned, and he went back to his parking. And the other guy was coming, he was the witness. So I called the lorry guy and said, "You see, you hit my car, there's a huge scratch here." And what happened is the witness came and said, "You are a dishonest guy, you wear a tie, you drive a big car, you guys are cheat, you are this, you are that." And it was just like 300 meters from my office. Every car that was going there, they knew me. They, "Hello, what's happening? Is everything good?" And this guy was literally abusing me. I can't really say the word. It will no longer be a satsang. And this guy was abusing me. It was Monday morning. And I sat there by Swami's grace. I look at this guy in a pensive mood, right? And I said, "It's Monday morning. Have a whole week." And that scratch is like 2,000 rupees, like less than $100. What do? Do I respond to him? Do I react? Or should I act as Swami has told me? And I look at him. I held him closely and say, "Brother, please go." "You told me to go. God will punish you." And everyone was looking at that scene. I said, "It's okay, brother. Don't worry about God. You can go. I'll sort out." And I hugged the other brother he was a Muslim brother. I said, "You know, brother, we are not cheat. Not every people that wear tie and have a bigger car is a cheat, is a bad fellow. We are not like this. You pray to Allah. I can cheat you, but I can't cheat Allah." I shared with him a story about Prophet Muhammad, about honesty. And he said, at the end of this whole thing, he said, your tire is flat. Can I put some air in it for you? I didn't react. It's about how you act in that moment. In that moment, about that moment, which is very important. So never react. Act as Swami taught us. We have no choice. We have no choice but to be good. We have no choice. And sometimes it's death. But you're allowed to hiss. You're allowed to use Rudram when needs be. We've talked about failure. So what's the best way to deal with success and preserve your humility? Nice question. Excellent. I like you guys. So one thing. So there are two illnesses that we suffer from. One of them is called, this, how you call that? You feel that you're inferior to people. And the next one is that you're superior to people. And when you feel that you're superior to people, this is where the ego comes in. So many people suffer from these two diseases, inferiority complex or superiority complex. So I'll take both, right? If you suffer from inferiority, it's simple. Grow your self-esteem and remember this, that all are equal in the eyes of God. Fine. And if you suffer from superiority, remind yourself, that is, okay, I'm so good, I did this, I did that. Remind yourself that you're 1 zillion, I don't know what is it, not million, billion, or trillion, you're 1 zillion times smaller than an atom compared to the size of the universe. And if the universe had a ledger book of all its properties, your disappearance would go absolutely unnoticed. So where is the cause for the ego to get so inflated, dear? Right? So as Swami says, when you do anything, have that knowledge and that spirit that I'm the slave of the slave of the slave of the slave of the slave, being used by God to do God's work, and He works through me, and whatever is done, He has done it, which is actually the truth. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be of service. Thank you, Swami. Thank you, brothers and sisters, and thank you to the fantastic team of YATD and the committee. So over to you, Kashir and Abina.
Thank you so much, Brother Subheer, for the energetic and engaging workshop to help us develop our techniques and our mindset, focus, and grit. I'm sure we have all learned something from this session. We'll now give you some time to complete the feedback form to reflect on what you have learned and what you'd like to see from future workshops. Our next workshop will take place on September 29th with Sai Usha from Malaysia, who will be presenting on Dynamite, building team dynamics and strength. We recommend that if you have not done so already, please like the Sai Young Adults page on Facebook or Instagram to keep up to date with the latest workshops. Recordings of the past workshops are available on the official SSIO YouTube channel with the playlist called SSIO Young Adult Talent Development Program. Thank you, everyone. Let's close today's session with 1 Om and 3 Shanti. Om Shanti 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 Jai Sai Ram.